Video games and the big C word, censorship, go hand in hand. Now, some games will be directly called out to be censored by various world governments. Sometimes even developers and publishers will censor the games themselves in order to get the rating they wanted. Now, more games have been censored than you probably realize. And today, we're going to dive into that. Welcome to Chaos Gaming. Today, we're going to go over video games that you did not know were censored, and some of the reasons that they were are pretty bizarre. You let me know in the comment section which of these games you had no clue had been censored at all. Drop a like, guys. Make sure you have those notifications fully turned on, and let's get into this. This month's giveaway is for your choice of a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. All you have to do to enter is drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, and leave a comment with your Twitter handle so we can get hold of you telling me which one you want. The winner is picked at the end of the month. Good luck. Starting things off is Metroid Prime, the entire trilogy. Now, Prime 1 and 2 are some of the best games Nintendo has made in the last 20 years. Prime 3 was okay, but overall, it was a great 3-pack. However, when all 3 games were bundled and they were re-released as the Prime Trilogy on the Wii, a couple things were tweaked at Nintendo's request. Prime 3 featured the word damn in dialogue a couple times, but for the Prime Trilogy version, Nintendo decided that was too heavy, and they replaced it with the word no. Now, honestly, I'm not sure what the reasoning was here. The Metroid Prime games are full of violence and very, very dark themes and undertones. They were okay with the D word in the original version, but they felt the need to censor it in the re-release. I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing the reasoning there, but hey, now you know. Next up is Epic Mickey. Now, Epic Mickey was a very interesting premise that could have been something really amazing, but it unfortunately fell victim to self-censorship in the form of not wanting to damage Disney's brand. The version of Epic Mickey we got was a pretty lighthearted action-adventure game. It had Mickey Mouse roaming around a corrupted cartoon world while trying to restore color and magic to the regions. However, Epic Mickey was originally going to be a much darker game, featuring corrupted evil versions of iconic Disney characters and linked concept art showing off some very, very creepy versions of Goofy and Mickey themselves. But at some point during the development, Disney decided they had gone a bit too far, and they decided to tone things down for the sake of preserving Mickey's image. The creepy elements were scrapped, and the tone was made much lighter and more hopeful. I personally would love to see what the original version for Epic Mickey would have turned into. It probably would have been really cool. Next up is Super Smash Bros. Melee. What? A Smash game was censored? Yes. And you probably never even noticed it. You guys are probably all familiar with the iconic DK rap that was introduced in Donkey Kong 64. Then it was brought back in later games. However, in the original version of the song, the word hell is used, and somehow Nintendo kept it in there. And when the DK rap was brought back from one of the stages in Super Smash Bros., Nintendo decided to replace that word with heck. Despite the fact that the Melee was a T-rated game, and this one swear word wouldn't have actually changed anything, this is the only instance I can think of where an E-rated game, Donkey Kong 64, actually had the content censored for the sake of a T-rated game, Smash Bros. Melee. I don't understand the logic behind video game ratings, and I don't try to. At number 7, Left 4 Dead 2. Now, this one may sound obvious, but hear me out because it's probably not what you're thinking. Left 4 Dead 2 is an extremely violent game. Everybody knows that. But that's not actually what got censored in the UK. You all have probably seen the box art of Left 4 Dead 2 that has the zombie hand holding up 2 fingers. Well, in the UK, holding up 2 fingers is actually offensive to many, and Valve wouldn't have been able to launch the game in that region with the box art so prominently featuring something like that. So as a result, the UK box art had to be changed. Next, we have Kingdom Hearts 2. It's known for its nostalgic recreations of iconic Disney movie moments, but every once in a while, something comes up that might not hold up to that E rating the franchise goes for. In this one, KH2, there's a long sequence set in the Pirates of the Caribbean universe, and there is a scene that recreates Will Turner's threatening suicide from the first Pirates movie. For those who haven't seen the movie, the villains need Will's blood in order to break the curse so he can save his friends. Well, he threatens to take his own life, ensuring their curse would never be broken. Now, in the movie, Will holds a pistol up to his head, but when recreating this sequence for Kingdom Hearts 2, Square Enix realized there's no way they could have that in the game and still get an E rating. So the scene was changed to Will holding the pistol up to their side. It got the job done. Kingdom Hearts 2 was able to avoid a T rating, and it was released. At number 5, Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. All the way back in 2000 for the PS1 and the Dreamcast, it was an awesome action sports game that tried to capitalize on the new popularity of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. So here's the drill. You know it. Open levels, lots of places to do tricks, awesome soundtrack. However, In the original version of this game, the developers left an uncensored version of the song What I've Got by Sublime, which is a fantastic song, but it's also very vulgar. If left unchanged, the game would have gotten a T rating or possibly even higher. Thankfully, the devs caught this oversight and edited the song to remove all the F-bombs, which brought the game's rating down to an E for everybody. Next up is Dance Dance Revolution. Speaking of songs that got censored, the original North American release of DDR had to do this pretty extremely, honestly. Now, obviously, nobody plays DDR for the lyrics of the song, but that does not change the fact that they're in there. In the original DDR game, 2 songs actually had their lyrics removed altogether. Those 2 songs in question, After the Game of Love and Injection of Love. They were seen as suggestive and inappropriate, and if left unedited, the game would have gotten a T for teen rating in North America, which obviously was not what Konami wanted for a game like Dance Dance Revolution. So as a way around this, they cut the singing out altogether from those 2 songs. They made them instrumentals, and they maintained the E for everybody. Super Mario RPG. What? Yeah. Released for the Super Nintendo all the way back in 1996, and it was actually a pretty interesting move by Nintendo themselves. I mean, a Mario Bros. RPG wasn't exactly the thing everybody was expecting, and in the mid-90s, it was, I don't know, it was cool. It ended up being successful, okay? It paved the way for future games like Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi RPG series. But the original had to be censored, for a similar reason as Left 4 Dead 2, actually. In the original version of this game, Bowser had a victory pose that had him doing he was doing a hand gesture, okay? And he wasn't actually doing this gesture because this was a game that was released in the mid-90s, and those sprites made it look like he was, but he wasn't. For the international versions, though, the pose had to be altered and avoid controversy. At number 2 today, Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, Shadow was really trying to be super, super dark and edgy. They wanted to appeal to the new HD era of gamers, but it ended up just being this weird and unintentionally hilarious game. Released in 2005, Shadow the Hedgehog basically plays like Sonic Adventure 2, but with guns and cuss words. He played as Shadow going through these various missions, trying to figure out his past, and then either saving or destroying the world, depending on the player's choices. It was dark. The game's largely remembered for its swearing, but that's not what got censored. Sega was originally going for a T rating, but then decided halfway through development they wanted to go for E10. Resulting in a lot of things needing to be changed. The color of the blood of various enemies was changed, and the amount of blood was toned down. There were even a few cutscenes that had to be edited or cut entirely out. They showed too much violence. Shadow is a weird game, because when you look at it, it's hilarious that Sega thought it was a good idea, but when you play it, you have to wonder how it ever actually got through production with nobody raising a hand and pointing out how weird the concept was. And let's end things with Sonic. Sonic Rush Adventure. Yep, another Sega game that had a potty mouth. In the original version of this game, there were a few uses of the word bugger, which ended up getting it a PEGI 12 rating in Europe. However, Sega wanted the game to get into more hands, so in later re-releases of the game, they simply cut that word out and brought the rating all the way down to a PEGI 3. I don't know what Sega was doing for all those years trying to make Sonic edgy and violence and swear words, but I think we can all agree it was probably a mistake. And now even Sega agrees because they're censoring their own games to try and erase it. And there you have it. Those are games that were censored for some pretty weird reasons. A lot of people didn't even know about it. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.